um, when you talk about transformation and you see Philip Jones singing a great like that and Jason leading it, that's people think that's how really it is in our team, because some people just talk it. And Felix, I give so much respect to him. He came from Ireland, first world country, 2019 when he first joined us, and obviously he doesn't understand what drives us, what makes South Africans. Came in, he bought in, and he saw how the rest of the world treat us. And then I remember after the last World Cup, we and we had some time off, and I said, Felix, come to Sweden. I want you to see. That was after the trophy tour. Him and Aled Walters were with us then. They could not believe what they saw when we went, especially in the most disadvantaged areas. People found a way. If they didn't have a Springbok jersey, they wore a green jersey. And some of the kids chased us for so many kilometers, sprinting, running, and they said for them, it, the country doesn't happen like that. Maybe a few places that they go to, but not the whole of the country will be like that. Then Fritz came to Sweden. I took him to Khalifa and Mafa, where I always go for braai. He sat with me, ate with me. I showed him where I slept at my house, and showed him my school and showed him my friends. And to him, it made sense why we have the drive that we have, with the funding that we have compared to the other rugby teams in the world, for us to achieve what we achieve, I don't think we understand. But the spirit of South Africa, we don't make excuses. We look for opportunity, we work as hard as we can. So he bought into that, and then the Guijo, he loves the music. I remember when we don't sing, when it got quiet after, like, when we met this year, and he'd be like, "What's going on? Like, why are you guys not singing anymore?" And then we started singing, and then obviously he learned the songs, and I sent some of the songs to him, but like, he would watch it, and now he knows the words fully, and that's what we talk about when we talk about transformation. It's not about numbers. It's about people actually them changing from inside, and understanding each other's culture and learning to mind each other. So yeah, that's what made it so special for us as a group. And then even Yuli Lating is just so beautiful. Yeah. So you can call him for bookings for MKT and all those sort of things.
In terms of I have a little joke on that, but now talking about Marvin, I'm probably going to talk about the squad. I think that's probably the biggest thing why we're successful. I think is that all 33 players, we can only select 23 to play, and as you guys know, we went with a 5-3 split with a guy like Mane and Kobe starting in the quarterfinal against France. And then they started again in the semi-final against England. And then for the final, we decided our tactic, rightly or wrongly, obviously rightly now because it worked out well. We went with a 7-1 split, which meant that they had to fall out, and yes, and their hearts obviously is broken. Everybody wants to play in the final. But I can promise you, and I'll get to Marvin now, when we had our training session that Monday, so the team was announced Monday morning, when we trained that Monday afternoon, Cobus was the best version of Aaron Smith, and Moni was the best version of Richie Mwanga. Studied their mannerisms, their profiles, and that's probably the beauty of this team. They get over it, and then they have to fulfill another role. In the previous two games, their role was to start and to lead the team to victory. In the last game, their role was to be the opposition, and that's Marvin. Marvin, I think, played 1.5 games, but Marvin was Mario Toge. He was he worked given up for that one. And so Marvin was brilliant. He just fulfilled his role. He knew if there was an injury, he would have been straight in, did the hard work. And then lastly, the squad of 33 players, the wives and the partners. When you have the wives and partners, and a guy like Quibus or a guy like Marnie doesn't get selected, or a guy like Marvin doesn't get selected, it's easy that the partners can become envious, because their husbands aren't selected, but it never happened. And they pick up the pieces, the partners, the wives, and the partners and the kids. They pick up the pieces when they don't get selected. and they don't become envious. And he was never a riff and never a tiff. And the wives who didn't, his husbands weren't selected, was the one leading the parties, helping, making it fun. So no, I think that's probably the strength of this group. It's an unbelievable group of people.
Jacques, sorry, I think you've been asked this question a couple of times just before the start of that final week. Just from a personal level, I know you've been in the system for quite a long time. You spoke about 2013 coming into the institute and learning about new players like Siya and everybody that's involved in this squad. But personally, from your point of view, how has this group of players grown? And as you move forward, what kind of legacy do you think that this group of players will leave from a South African rugby point of view, having known them from probably when they were 17, 18, 19 years old?
I think that's probably, yes, that's an unbelievable privilege that I've had. How old are you now, Siya?
32.
He's 32, and we started how long have we been working together?
18.
So it's how many? I've got really give us
14. 14.
Okay, 14 years. So we've been working together, myself, Eben, Chesy, maybe a year later. I think Chesy, you were a year behind him. Oxy, maybe a little bit later from RTS Leota. But the point I'm trying to make is, let's say we work 14 years together and he's 32. We've probably been, it sounds long, 14 years, but it's more than a third of Sia's life. And that's probably the fortunate thing that I had being involved with this group for such a long time at different levels, from school level. So I knew them from naughty, when they were naughty and they were at varsity, and when we all were naughty. Till now, they are husbands, they are fathers, they are unbelievable with their kids, and unbelievable family men. And what legacy will they leave? You know what? They didn't change. See, the Siya that I met when he was 18 is still the Siya that he's now, and the Cheslin that I met when he played fullback. That is it. We had a meet actually in that under 19 group. A lot of them went on to play sevens, Justin Geduld, and those boys, they could step. So he's never changed. Fame never got to them. They never became entitled. So I think that's the legacy they will leave. Title. I think when you become a Springbok, you can be. I'm going to use them. You can be Eben. There's Eben the person, and there's Eben the Springbok rugby player. And they never became the title. Does it make sense? Siya never became Siya the Springbok captain. He always stayed Siya. And I think that's the beauty of this group. They never became the title. They just stayed the person. And that's the beautiful thing from them.
Z, can I ask Ox, Cheslin, and Eben to come in front, please?
They're coming after.
They're coming after.
I want
Well, they can come now.
Okay.
They can come now.
Yeah.
Come now.
We move in.
Yeah, make it bigger. Make the circle bigger. Bring 2 chairs.
Sorry, Minister.
I felt lonely there.
Minister, at some stage, I just want you to get at top level as well, Minister. We're just going to fit a question or two for you.
There's enough. Oh, sorry.
Guys, can I just ask actually on that note? I think the important thing is get the players and Jacques back to the hotel as soon as possible. Could I ask that we do this side of the media conference first, and then we let them go to the hotel? They've been flying for ages, they've been away for ages, and then we can actually have the minister and Mark on the table for any further questions. Would that be all right? Yeah.
Okay, so here we go. It seems like I'm going to have to take my go and start my questions. Siya, let me start with you. A question we need to talk about openly as well is the fact that you are starting. Firstly, congratulations, guys. The medals is really nice on you guys.
Thank you, President.
Congratulations. A question, an issue we need to talk about openly as well is the fact that you are starting a new journey now after this. I know you want to celebrate with your country now at the moment. You're starting a new journey going back to France. How are you seeing this new journey with Racing 92? And how's that changed the dynamics with you still being available for the national side in your capacity as a captain. I was thinking, Cheslin, on a lighter note, there was a historic moment when Siya Kolisi hoisted that trophy. A historic moment, and you were fighting with the flag. So can you possibly just give us an idea what happened with the flag?
I think let's go there. I think let's go there.
Jacques, ja, maar in Afrikaans vanaf ons speeltalige land dit kort is dit hoe jy jou loopbaan afgesluit het meneer, is dit die beste manier om jou loopbaan af te sluit? Praat ons oor jou journey wat jy deurgegaan het en iemand jou vra die legacy wat jy agter wil laat. Hoe dink jy moet die succession plan wees nou vir SA Rugby vir die Springbokke meneer? Thank you so much.
Who starts?
Jesse.
Jesse.
Good. Just
Yo.
my voice. Good morning to everyone. Honestly, that's what you just said. Fighting with the South African flag, man. I'm not in the photo part. I'll take that. Wearing that flag, hanging it on your chest. It's a world. For us as players, we represent each and every South African wherever we go. So, yeah, I've had a fight with a flag around my face, but that's the love of South Africa. So, thank you so much.
No, you were fighting for your life. Don't make it. You're making it very. No, we were laughing the whole time. They sent a video in the group, but he's the best part about it. He's still celebrating while fighting the flag. Yeah. Personally, I think for me, nothing will change. I mean, I'm still gonna be out for selection. I really want to play and continue to play. And about being captain, I don't know what's that gonna be. I'm not the coach. What matters to me the most, as long as I can put on the Springbok jersey, doesn't matter whether I'm a captain or not. That's not the most important. Because if I'd say to you that I dreamt of being the Springbok captain, I'll be lying to you. So as long as I'm available for selection and I get selected, that's all I care about. But I am looking forward to the new journey, and yeah, hopefully it go well. But for now, we're just gonna enjoy being home, enjoy being double world champions back to back.
You must get used to the croissants as it puppet balls on.
Percy, myne is in Afrikaans. In terme van ja, van my eerstens ek dink ek gaan begin met die succession planning. Ek sal obviously los vir Mark en vir Rassie en vir die leiergroep. Ek kan nie beloof dit sal intens wees. Ons sal hierdie periode nou tot die einde van die jaar sal daar 'n goeie oorhandiging wees en intellektuele property sal gedeel word en as hulle 'n goeie review wees. Dis maar net hoe deeglik hulle is en ek weet hulle sal die regte planne maak, maar wat daai planne is, ek bedoel ek dink nie dis vir my om te weet nie. Hulle sal die regte planne maak. Dit beloof ek jou. En dan in terme van jy weet ek in 2011 was ek gelukkig om 7 weke by 7 toetse saam met die bokke te wees, jy weet, en eers ek het gedog gaan nooit weer betrokke raak nie. En toe in 2016 toe ek vir 3 toetse teen Ierland en maar toe het ek klaar geteken by Munster en toe ek daar weg is, dink ek okay, dis 10 toetse. Yes, maar dit was ongelooflike 10 toetse saam met die bokke. Dit is 'n ongelooflike span om deel van te wees. So en nou is ek weer en baie mense dink dis die einde, maar een ding wat ek geleer het, die lewe, ons beplan ons lewens en ons dink ek wil oor 'n jaar daar wees en oor 'n jaar daar wees en oor 'n jaar daar wees. Maar weet jy die lewe het sy eie planne met jou. So vir nou is dit die einde vir nou met hierdie groep. Maar of dit die einde is vir my saam met die bokke, dit kan niemand sê nie. Ek sal enige tyd weer wil terugkom. Ek moet goed genoeg wees, ek moet relevant wees. Die spelers wil jou daar hê, die mense moet jou daar wil hê. En as dit dan die geval is en dit gebeur weer, dit sal ongelooflik wees.
Ons die kant.
Okay, I have a few questions. Firstly, to your coach. I just want to check, going back to the issue of money. Was it the most difficult decision you had to take as a coach, leaving him out of the final. And to Siya, I don't know if you've applied your mind properly on this thing. I know a lot of this has been happening over the last few days. But they always say that a good dancer knows when to leave the stage. I'm talking about not as a player, but as a captain. Have you applied your mind of maybe saying you can step out of the captaincy and then give somebody your leadership take over, looking at the new cycle of the 4 years going to the next World Cup, if you have you or if you not? And to Cheslin, what went through your mind during those last few minutes? To most of us, we felt sorry for you because you don't in a very tense situation. And to you and Ox, we got along after that is a question.
Good, John, how you feeling? The right.
I'm happy. It's like it have been a lot man.
Yeah.
So taking it in, Mara, like it have been a lot to say.
Family in the walk with.
Was it a tough decision to leave Molly out? Yes, it breaks your heart as a coach. Probably for me, from moving from assistant coach to head coach, that is the worst part of the job. Is to tell players that you are not selected. And Mani is definitely, and I can't say it will be the next coach that will decide that, but I believe he has the ability to be the future. If you think about how excellent he was, I think him and Damian Willemse since Andre got injured in Adelaide, it's a long time ago now. It was 2022, I think, third game in Rugby Championship. The next week we played Australia in Sydney. We haven't won there in 27 years, and Damian Willemse is the fly-off, and he led us. Not that it's him alone; it's a team effort. But I mean, we for the first time in 27 years, the late Ian McIntosh team last won a game there. They won in Sydney, so that's and then from then on, obviously we had a hiccup against Ireland and then against France with a red card, and from then on, yes, between Damian Willemse and Mani as fly-offs, they were phenomenal. And the discussions that we had in the final they obviously lost out not because they weren't good enough. They lost out because we believed that a 7-1 split was the way to go to neutralize New Zealand. So whenever we make do team selection, there's a lot of things we look at. We look at GPS stats. We look at how much minutes they played. We look at for interest sake, if you, the semi final, the quarter final against France. I mean, Kobus Reinach plays against the Pont often. If you look at the semi final against England, the scrum half that plays for England comes from Northampton Saints, where Kobus applied his trade. That he was a youngster in the academy, so obviously Kobus knew him very well and was almost his senior. So there's a lot of factors that we calculate whenever we do a selection. And the analysis we did on New Zealand, we believe that a 7-1 was the way to go, and unfortunately they had to stay out. But like I said, they took it like men, and no egos. And yes, they were heartbroken. They should be because it's such an honor to play, and they were good enough to play in the World Cup final, as was Andre Esterhuizen, as was Canan Moodie. If you think how they played against New Zealand the previous time, we've given New Zealand the biggest score margin in the history between South Africa and New Zealand. And Canan Moodie and Andre Esterhuizen was the 12 and the 13. So they also deserved. I think that's the beauty of the squad. Everybody was good enough from a performance level to play. But unfortunately, that is the way we made decisions, and the players, like we mentioned numerous times, the players are big enough to take it like
Guys, we only have time for 2 more questions.
No, we have to answer questions.
No, just
Z.
Answering now.
obviously getting a yellow card was disappointing, and you drop the whole team, you drop our whole country in minutes like that in the final. So it's, I'll be honest, I didn't watch the last few minutes of the game.
Me neither.
I've seen a few videos of it now, but honestly, God did it first time. Yeah, just grateful to Grateful to be sitting here and having the Waverley. So,
Question over there, question over there, then we have.
Zia, I have to answer.
You answer?
No, honestly, I haven't thought about that. I think the most important, most urgent, obviously, has been the World Cup, and I said earlier, it's like being Springbok captain obviously is huge, especially for the country, but for us, like I've I've only got a small role to play within the team. I've got Eben, I've got Dwayne, I've got all these, and we're all leaders in the group. We're all in charge of a part of the game. I think whoever is Springbok captain is always going to have the most support, and they will fit in like a club. It's all about what you do and what you do. But yeah, it doesn't. As long as I can put on the Springbok jersey, I'm happy.
Could I please ask guys, those that are asking questions, the two questions left, if we restrict to one question each, please, so that we can get Mark and the minister up because we are running out of time now.
Jacques, yeah. Just how difficult is it, walking away from this team at a moment like this? But also on the flip side, how important is it to walk away when you are on the up and the nation isn't turning against you because results are not going your way?
Yeah, I just say, yeah, I don't think I'm walking away. I'll never walk away from Springboks. Springboks have given me everything, and in the Springboks, I'll say, the players. I'm not a very emotional guy, but I would have been a physio in Bloemfontein if senior leaders like our president, Mr. Alexander Rassi, if they you need people to back you, to believe in you. And I would have loved to be a fly on the wall in that conversation where, as he said, listen, guys, I think this physio defense coach is good enough to be a head coach, and he hasn't been a head coach before, but I think he's good enough. So first of all, you need people that believe in you. Then you need people that surround you. I mean, there's a lot of things that I'm not good at. So in terms of our management, that full where I'm not good at. They just step up and they fulfill their role. And then the players are coaches are nothing without players. Players are the people that sacrifice, that do their shoulders, that Siya did his knee. So and you ask them to do that. So I think no, it's nice for me the fact that that I'm moving on to a next chapter and only a next chapter for a couple of years and like I mentioned, nobody knows how it's going to go forward. Life has its own way how he deals with it and the road that he puts you on or destiny does. So, but hopefully you'll never know. Hopefully I'll be back. But yes, again, the players make you nothing. Coaches are nothing without players. They are everything.
Thank you. Thank you to the world champions. I just want to say thank you for defending the Rugby World Cup championship and giving us all the bragging rights for the next 4 years against all of those other fans. I'd just like to know from the players' side, especially, gentlemen, do you think you can do it again and complete the treble in defense of the World Cup?
Eben.
Yes.
That wraps up the questions over here, guys. But